Hey,
Uh,
Alex.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
I'm good. Can you hear me properly?
Uh, yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah. Uh,
Awesome. So, how's your day going?
it's been okay. I usually take some days off, so it's been quite a lazy day. Just been watching Ozark with my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Just a second. I'll just fix my sound. Okay.
Yeah, no, really. The stream started on YouTube.
Yeah, both. So basically, what we're doing here is that we're just asking few experts like in health and fitness and holistic healing. So what happens is that during the pandemic, like people have this kind of depression, right, from staying indoors for too long or not working out. So what I would love to do is, to bring about experts like you who could help them, suggest workouts or things they could do at home to get rid of this depression, or to get rid of this feeling of, lethargy. So it's been like, how are things in UK right now? Like, is there a lockdown or things like that?
Oh no, we haven't had a lockdown since last March, I think. I think that's when we
Oh,
came
wow,
out.
that's awesome. Okay,
Oh,
all right.
around last summer time anyway. I can't remember exactly when it was.
Mm-hmm. In our country also we don't have it, but I think in some places like in India and other places in some parts of USA, I think they still have some restrictions going on, right? So, what would your advice be for people, who are really tired of staying at home? They're just frustrated, and what we notice is that when people stay indoors for too long without workout, they get really frustrated and they get depressed. So, what could they do like at home to combat that kind of, for the better mental health, you can say. Yeah.
You meaning in terms of like people who are currently in lockdown, or just as a whole, like people who maybe just don't leave home that much,
Yeah,
or
no, in general, everybody, yeah, there are people who perhaps may not be locked inside their houses, but there may be people, who are locked in a 9 to 5 job at their workplaces in front of the computer, or who are just, who do not like to go out or who are not socializing that much, right? Anybody who's just locked in their own walls, what would they do to get rid of this feeling of frustration and all?
uh, I'd start off by like just going outside for walks, just something like simple, really
Mm-hmm.
light on the body. And I mean, I find like, especially through lockdown as well, like when we had our lockdown, if I went out on a walk, like the fresh air would just instantly make me feel better. And obviously, you're getting sunlight and stuff, which is good for your skin and
Mm-hmm.
helps with stuff like that. And if you don't feel like going on a walk, try find some motivation to just exercise at home and get those endorphins pumping around the body, and you
Mm-hmm.
will instantly feel a lot better. And hopefully, want to add it to your routine, so
Mm-hmm.
you regularly feel a lot happier.
Mm-hmm. So could you tell us a bit more about your own inspiring journey, not expiring journey? Like, how did you begin? Oh my God, that was such a slip of the tongue. So how did you begin, and when did you begin your fitness journey?
Uh, I started working out when I was 17, so about 6 years ago, probably, and I was very lazy with it for like the first couple of years. I didn't really stick to a schedule. I kind of went when I wanted and realized I wasn't seeing any progress because I wasn't really putting the work in. And I'd say probably around 2 to 3 years ago is when I really started taking the gym seriously, and it just became a big part of my life. And then I decided I wanted to pursue a career in it as well.
Mhm. So did you take a lot of motivation from your part to really, get yourself out there and do it? Or was it like really easy for you to get into that flow?
Um, it's still difficult for me now. Like I find like it's more like a discipline sort of thing because I want to carry on looking the way I do and not go back to how I used to look, which I was the person that was like really skinny. I was always the really skinny kid in school, so like after school I wanted to become muscular like and look like these guys that you see on social media and TV and stuff like that.
I guess you feel a lot of change right now, right? So how does the change, like if you could describe it, how you used to feel back then and how you feel right now?
It I definitely feel like a lot better within myself and definitely have a lot more confidence than I used to have just because like there was like a bit of bullying and stuff in school because of how skinny I was and some kids used to ask me if I was like anorexic and I've just got a really really high metabolism so I could eat a lot but just stay very skinny like fortunately it's just in my genes. um I've lost my train of thought. What was the question again? Sorry.
Like how do you feel right now compared to what you used to feel back then in terms
Yeah.
of confidence, in terms of,
Yeah, I definitely
okay.
feel a lot more confident, but it's still always like a recurring battle. Like I've seen a change in the mirror like over the years, but still I'm never like satisfied. Like I always want more. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's always like a part of me I'll look at in the mirror. I'm like I want to change that or I want to change that, and it's just like a constant battle, really.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And like a lot of people will be watching this replay. So among them or among the audience, there are people who really feel very shy, you could say, very negative about their bodies. Like if they're a bit overweight, they feel like, they feel really, really upset, or if they are underweight, they feel upset, or if there's something, even if it's not that big, to those people, it becomes a really, big cause. It makes them, it refrains them from socializing, from going to parties. And
Yeah.
sometimes there may not even be such a big deal. Sometimes, it's just all in the mind. So what would your advice be to those people?
Um, I'd say to definitely start with the home workouts if you're like feeling a bit shy and unconfident. Like if you don't really feel that much confidence, maybe don't start like by going straight into a gym because that might increase your anxiety a lot and you might not want to go back. But if you can, obviously, like we have so many resources now with YouTube and online coaches, and you can buy equipment for home and stuff. So maybe if you start at home and you start seeing some progress, whether it's losing weight or gaining muscle or whatever it is you want, then you might start to gain that confidence and feel happier and want to go out and socialize and things like that.
Awesome, yeah. Because I've seen a lot of people like in almost many places, in many countries, what they fear may not be even such a big deal, but in their mind, they feel like, no, I'm not good enough, or,
Yeah,
I feel shy of going out. So even if some of them works out, they still have this, limitation in their beliefs. Or I feel like if anybody works out, they can get the weight they want, they can get, the muscles they want. So for some, it might take a bit of more time, but they're limiting thoughts that, I can never do it. I'm never good enough. It doesn't work for me. Those things are just negative dialogues in some people's minds. And do you think
yeah.
getting a good coach, or do you think videos or something like that could be helping them?
For sure. Like I started off and learned everything at the beginning by watching like YouTube videos, and then I eventually went on to like study to be like a gym instructor and then like be a personal trainer. But I definitely start off with YouTube videos or a coach. Like I just find it very helpful. I've never had a coach myself. I've kind of done everything myself and just learned
Ah,
everything myself. But I started off with YouTube and just started following people who I found inspiring and wanted to like look like and aspired to be like. So yeah, I think YouTube and social media is definitely a good option, but also like it has its bad bits. Like don't look at these people and compare yourself because
mhm,
you will never look like these people. I will never look like the people that I admire and follow. It's just it depends on your genetics. So
mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's like being in love with the version of us we are, and also feeling like we could also be a better version. And we're not in competition with anyone other than ourselves, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Every single day.
Oh, awesome. I feel like your journey is so awesome, and it's going to inspire like so many people, people who are upset about how how they look, or, where they are in their fitness journey. They're going to look at you and they're going to be like, hey, he used to be depressed about how he used to look like, and now he is a fitness instructor. So I feel like that's such a huge, that is such a huge accomplishment. And if you could say something, regarding your, what motivated you, what really made you come to the place you are right now.
I just didn't like the person that I saw in the mirror, but I also didn't like what was going in here, like going on inside
Mhm.
my head. Like I would just like you say, how a lot of people will stay at home, and especially since the pandemic, have locked themselves inside and not really socialized, or people who maybe were confident aren't so confident now and are locking themselves inside. And yeah, it would just, I'd say it would definitely more of a mental thing because, I mean, I don't think that many people really care what you look like on the outside, but I
Yeah,
definitely did. And I
exactly.
didn't like the way I looked. So that's definitely where it started from. And then fitness for me now is more to help my mind, just because I find if I go like a long period of time without working out, or like we all have times where we slack off, and there's times where I don't go as much as I should do, and I find that's when I'm at my lowest. So I need to do it and need to work out like consistently to feel good about myself.
Hmm. Yeah, also like when it snows in some places, people get really, sleepy and depressed because they cannot go out, there's no sun. So that's another one of those factors. Okay, I have another question for you. Like, what would your advice be to someone who wants to gain weight compared to someone who wants to lose weight? What kind of changes could each of these person do? And in terms of nutrition, in terms of workouts, in terms of habits.
Yeah, so it is like a lot simpler than people like think. Like obviously to gain weight you need to eat more, so you need to be in a calorie surplus. And to lose weight you need to like eat less to be in a calorie deficit. And to do this you have to find out your maintenance calories. So the best way I've found is to track your calories for 10 days every single day. So everything you eat, everything you drink, down to the T, and weigh yourself every morning to find your maintenance calories. And whether your goal is to lose weight or to gain weight, you'll know what those maintenance calories are and if you are hitting it or if you're not.
That's true. Also, I have this question. Like every year, there are a lot of people, sometimes who even who die from conditions such as anorexia or bulimia, right? And I feel like that's so sad because losing weight or gaining weight isn't such a big deal. Yes, it takes time, it takes commitment, but there is no reason to go into such extreme cases, right? Especially among
Yeah.
teenagers. So why do you think they have this mindset to to jeopardize their health and to go to such a length instead of where they could just go to the gym and they could get a coach and they could follow a proper diet? But it's really shocking that every year about thousands of people, even some of them even die from it. So why do you think they would go for it? And what do you think would be the best solution for them, for people who have eating disorders as well?
Yeah, I'd say again the social media thing, I think that is a huge factor. And obviously magazines and TVs and seeing celebrities, and there's all these things of the perfect diet and diet hacks and how you should look and all this rubbish that people like shouldn't really like pay attention to, I feel like. And I mean I feel like the best way would just to be to unfollow anyone that makes you feel that way, or maybe even just stay off social media as much and try and stay away from shops. Don't pay attention to these magazines and all this rubbish, and just go on your own journey. Do what makes you feel good and what feels comfortable, and try not to do it in a dangerous way. Like it is a lot simpler than people like make out, but people are so misinformed again by social media and magazines and all these diet hacks, which aren't really like real. Like it's it's very simple. Like you just track your calories and you figure out if you need to eat more or eat less.
Yeah, it is really doable. Like it's not impossible, and it's always there's always that solution. There's always this opportunity to do it. I mean, I think it's even better to lose weight in a gradual state. Where you have this journey of self-discovery instead of just going for a crash diet or going for something that's harmful, right? Okay, and what would your advice be to people who gets bullied for how they look? in
Just
school, colleges?
to ignore it. Like it really, uh, that's probably the best thing I can say. Or try your best to like. At the end of the day, like as I've like got older and matured and stuff, like you realize it's just words. So like it's down to you how you take that. If someone says something mean, it's like when I post videos or a live stream, sometimes I'll get mean comments. And me a few years ago, I will have reacted to that,
Yes.
got sad, and but now like I just don't care, to be honest.
Mhm.
So just ignore it. Do you do what makes you happy, and who cares what other people think? Uh,
Awesome. And kind of like, I understand that you have a shortage of time, so I have like two last questions for you. So, there are people, who have this binge eating habit, when they're depressed, when they're anxious, they would just turn to food for comfort. And
yeah.
it's definitely not healthy. So, what would your advice be for them?
Don't buy the bad stuff. But if you're a person that tends to like go to the supermarket, and I see it myself when I go do my shopping, like people put lots of packs of biscuits or chocolate in the trolley, and then they're gonna go home and put that in the cupboard, and they can have that anytime they want. But if you don't buy it, you can't eat it.
Yeah.
I just don't tend to buy like the snacky stuff, or at least the snacky stuff that I know is like bad for me and gonna make me feel bad about myself later on in the day. And if you like do want to snack or are a binge eater, try switch to things like fruit and cereal bars. Obviously, check the cereal bars because a lot of them do have like sugar in, or maybe protein bars because they're
Mhm.
very dense, so they're more filling, rather than getting a bag of crisps and eating that and then a chocolate bar and so on. Like try to find foods that are more calorie dense and that are gonna fill you up, but aren't very like high in calories and fat.
Mhm. And that was also one of the things I wanted to ask you. Like, we have this thing in our community of trying to avoid sugar because there is this like sugar exposure everywhere. Everywhere we go, there's like too much sugar. The desserts, the beverages, and it's also very addictive, right? So,
Yeah.
how do you think someone be helped on this journey? If they want to have a detox from sugar for a few days or for a month, or if it's like really getting into them, like for diabetes and for obesity, this is a really harmful ingredient. And the problem is it's everywhere. It's from peanut butter to coffee. It's almost everywhere. So what would your advice be for someone who wants to get off sugar?
Um, I just say to try stop buying things that have like processed sugars in, such as like energy drinks and
Mm-hmm.
sweets and stuff, and try to find replacements, so things that have like the sweeteners in. Like they're not amazing for you, but like if you get something zero sugar compared to something that's full sugar and full fat, like it's gonna be a way better for you than the full sugar thing. And then just try get your natural sugars in, so from like fruits and stuff like that.
Awesome, awesome. And if anybody wants to train from you personally, either online or offline, what are the options to get access to you?
So the main ones would probably right now be Fiverr or through Instagram. So just like finding me on Fiverr or just follow me on Instagram and just DM me on there. That's probably the best way right now.
And what are you teaching at the moment?
Anything really. If you want to lose weight, if you want to build muscle, like I can do it all. So.
Awesome, awesome. So also, I'll link it below the Instagram handle. And would you like to share anything about this cause we have of eating better, of spreading awareness about movement and fitness?
About what? Sorry, I missed the first part.
Okay, if you would like to share something about this cause we have, about making people aware of movement that helps with mental health issues and also about fitness, about various kinds of eating disorders, if you would like to share something on any of these topics.
Yeah, I just if you can and it, like if you're feeling like not yourself or you're in a low state of mind or just not feeling good as a whole, like definitely try to do some like mindfulness stuff, whether it is like meditation or yoga or getting into fitness or joining a fitness class and just eating better. You will find like a lot of it will be from your daily eating habits. Like when you go from bad foods and processed like frozen foods and stuff like that to like vegetables and fruit and nutritious foods and meats and stuff, like you will feel a lot better up here. And just try to get a routine going. It's probably the best things like I could recommend.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, and you're showing it by example. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And if anybody wants to connect with Alex, I am linking his Instagram handle below. And it was such a wonderful time with you, from learning from you, all the things you have shared with us. I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people out there. And thank you for, sharing your experiences with us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. Take care and namaste, and wishing you all the best on your journey ahead.
Thank you very
And
much. You too.
congratulations for coming this far. A lot of people stay in that spot that, they feel demotivated upon themselves and they do not take action. But you have not only taken action, you're now, inspiring so many other people through your fitness journey as well as through your coaching. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll see you soon, I guess, somewhere. Take
Yeah.
care.
Right. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Bye.
Bye. So everybody, you can just follow Alex. I'm going to link it below. And he's also one of the instructors in the third month of MV Fitness Academy. I'm also going to link it below. MV Fitness Academy is basically an academy where we blend both fitness and spirituality. So basically, you could learn from him from there, or you could also directly connect with him and learn from him anything related to fitness, weight gain, weight loss. All right. So I'm gonna see you guys soon in some other video. Take care. Have an awesome, amazing day. Bye.